I'm pretty pleased with our effort. Like right there against the top team. Take away the 2 minutes from like the 6 minute mark or the 5 minute mark to like the under four. Then it's different game, different the chance to win. We just didn't make those plays. We missed a shot. We gambled a little bit on defense, and Gilbert hit a three, and then we threw the ball away out of the post. So you can't afford to do that like down the stretch. You got to make plays. We didn't do it. And then it was a fiasco at the end again with the intentional foul, flagrant fouls. Like that was a joke. I watched that. We can't control someone that's just launching his body laterally, and then he falls bad. Well, I'm sorry you fell bad, but like you didn't jump straight up. So, but that stuff that's normal that happens or seems to happen to us quite a bit. But otherwise, proud if that's Iowa State played really hard. Got a lot of respect for their team and how they defended and. Just like even Jones, man, he was impressive. I mean, he was playing like a different game than everybody else was today. But not only his offense, like he was like face guarding us, denying us on defense, picking up full court. Like he was like played a complete game.
Question. How hard is it to necessarily run an offense without JQ inside and obviously having the foul trouble just
I mean, I don't think that was necessarily a major factor. I mean, fouls was an issue for sure. This was our largest free throw differential game of the season. Even at Gonzaga, they shot 11 more free throws there, and on our home court, which was more like a court that we practice on, and it was like a home neutral, I'll call it. Based on how Iowa State came to the game today. It was disappointing. It was certainly disappointing that we couldn't play better in those last few minutes. But the fouls were an issue. Certainly, Joe Son will gain a lot from this game, just not having played in a couple of weeks. And we traveling so much and playing so many games, so it's hard to get him the live practice reps. So he's going to have to do it here on the fly as we play games. Yeah, he hit some big shots. Hit a big shot in the corner in the first half, another shot in the second half. He's got to do some other things. We got to watch the film. Like late in the game with Jefferson, he had to come over and rotate, and he kind of let him go in and lay the ball in. He was off the ball there, so he needed to. There's plays like that he's got to get better at. He's got to realize defenses are going to try and crowd him. In space, so he's got to make decisions quicker to go or not to go, and not play with the basketball, 30 feet out. So there's some things that he'll benefit and learn from this too.
Now that you've been in 12 for a while, if there's a game that you feel like there's some inconsistent officiating, do they listen to you? Do you send in tapes?
No, I like those guys. I mean, I like all these guys. The guys I've been doing this with. The crew on this game is great. I didn't agree that it was a flagrant one, and I didn't agree with Joe Son's fifth foul after watching that. So like that, yeah, I mean, you're going to have those types of things happening. You're going to wonder why on your home court or your home neutral that you shot that many less free throws than your opponent, and because hasn't been the tale of the tape all year. Like we've been like. Either shot more than our opponent or right there with our opponent, and it was a bigger differential than normal tonight.
Iowa State plays with such physicality. Do you think that leads to getting away with more?
If you're off the ball and you're being as physical as they are, it's obvious to me that they're not going to call as many fouls as are out there. That's for sure. Yeah.
Good 11 turnovers in the second half compared to 7 in the first. How do you think your team responded to all that Iowa State physicality as the game went on?
Well, I mean, we didn't. I mean, we talked to the guys about, we haven't had a game this season under 10 turnovers. As I was preparing and watching, I just noticed that little graphic. I think it was on our West Virginia game maybe. So, like, you would expect us to reach doubles, right? If now we played enough games, but 18 is way too many, especially down the stretch. We can't, when we need to get a shot on the basket, we can't throw the ball away or lose the ball. So Basheer battled. They're big and physical, and he had some really nice moments for us and helped us. He's, you know, as a senior though, you can't have 6 turnovers, man. He's got to take care of the ball better.
From the first home neutral, have you, outside of a U of A game, maybe ever seen so many road teams fans?
No. No, never. This is since I've been. I never had a. Even when we played Kansas here years ago, it was different era, different time.
What do you make of the teeter-tat back and forth with the fans from Iowa State and then the Big 12 Championship trophy from ASU fans and football players kind of showing that around tonight?
I'm happy for them. I love that they could be celebrated. Let's, celebrate greatness. What they did this year was, was off the chain in terms of just energizing everybody and getting people excited again about the program. And they're the front door of the whole department, and the whole university, and they represented us, unbelievably. The character, the individual players like Scattaboo and these guys are legendary now for what they achieved. So I'm glad that they could be here and enjoy it.
From the
You
first,
talk about coming out fast, but defensively in the first half, it just seemed like things were going well. How did you feel? What were you seeing on the floor? It seemed like you were getting a lot of challenges on their shots.
I thought we guarded well, and happy to have 40. At halftime, we couldn't, put 2 of those halves together again, and so that was unfortunate offensively. But I think they were 15 to 18 from the foul line in the second half. So, certainly they got a good chunk of points, getting themselves to the free throw line.
How about Sean Phillips' performance?
Unbelievable, great for Sean. Yeah, bright spot for sure. Bright spot. You lose a game like this, you give it, everything you got, and you're right there to do it. Top team in your building, and trying to find some type of bright spot in the darkness. And Sean was definitely that, man. His block at the end of the first half, his rebounding, his just presence out there in the paint is fantastic. His attitude, everything with his teammates, how he interacted with everybody today took a big step today. Hopefully, we keep taking steps with Sean, because he's got great upside if he just, stays focused and we keep him going in the right direction.
Do you think over the last 5 or 6 days you guys kind of sent a new message to teams in the conference after having that 4-game losing streak, beating West Virginia?
I don't think we're sending anybody a message right now. Like, we're 2-6, like, in the league. So it's, it's results business. We're not getting results. I will say that I don't think they thought it was easy or sweet, here until they broke it open at the 5-minute mark in the game, and they've won a lot of games and they're used to winning, and that's what teams that know how to win do. They step up in those moments, and they did. So I give them credit for that. We've also been very competitive. So Baylor probably didn't think it was easy to win in overtime, and Cincinnati, I thought we played pretty well there, minus the turnovers, and played very well at West Virginia. So we're starting to figure some things out, but ultimately you got to win, and if you're, there's no moral victories. So. Yeah, he's got, he left practice on Thursday and took a bad step, and didn't want to go over a lot with you guys yesterday because I wasn't really sure. He didn't practice yesterday, but he just, he manned up and played, and we talked with his family about playing, even though he was injured, and he did, and he just didn't have the same explosiveness that he normally would have. So he's going to get checked, with a thorough evaluation to make sure that we aren't missing anything. But that kid he's a warrior, and he wants to play, and he played through it. But all these games are hard, and the win on the road is hard, and the travel is hard, and getting these guys on the practice floor, and after they've been, we get in at 5 a.m. on Thursday, and it's not easy sledding on Wednesday, and then to have them back on the practice floor Thursday, and then Jaden takes a bad step in that practice. It's just it hurts, but that's our new world we're in, and we got to get used to it.
Couple more.
Are you looking forward to a little bit lighter travel schedule this week? A trip you already know with Colorado and then home next Saturday?
I'm looking at Colorado, and my main thing is, hey, fellas, I don't know what Colorado's doing today, but they're going to be desperate, and we have to be desperate again, just like we were prior to West Virginia. And I felt like we were that way today. Like, we came in here to win, and we played a winning game for like 35 minutes, and we had a meltdown for about 2 minutes, and it cost us. But yeah, I mean, it's nice, but that game is on Tuesday again. So here we go, two days, and we got to get back out on the road again. Thank you, guys. Okay.
Are you more on the encouraged side today or more on the frustrated side?
I would say that I respect my team for what they did and how they competed for me, and against a very good team. And I knew it was going to be hard to beat this team, and we had answers for a lot of what they did for a good period of that game, and we just like I said, we couldn't execute, and we didn't stop them when we needed to for about 2 minutes in late in that game, and that cost us. Thank you.
Yeah, they really try to force you baseline, and they're going to have someone there to, be there to double you, whatever. They play hard, play physical.
What do you think changed from the first half to the second half where you guys kind of struggled to get the offensive rhythm?
I mean, yeah, it was just that 2 minute span. I feel like, I think we controlled the game for most of the part. That 2 minute span, we made some mistakes and we couldn't overcome it. I mean, I don't think it was a total difference, but it was just tough to overcome those 2 minutes.
Coach talked about your turnovers in particular, having 6 today. What do you make of the way that you guys kind of dealt with the game down the stretch, and more importantly, how you play individually down the stretch as well?
Yeah, I got to make better decisions with the ball. I can't have 6 turnovers in a game like that, and turning over late. That's on me to be better with that and make the right read. I was kind of seeing seeing things that weren't there. That's what their defense is. That's what they're good at. So just being better with that. I got to limit my turnovers and make better decisions.
Are you waiting for like cutters to maybe move down the middle of the paint or back door in those kind of situations when you maybe have a guy on your back and another on your hip, whether in the mid-post or something like that? Yeah,
I mean it's hard. You don't want to dribble baseline. That's what they want you to do into a trap, and then trying to see opposite is tough. But I'm capable of making those decisions and getting the ball to the right places.
You guys got off to, obviously a solid start defensively. It was just what was working in the first half for you?
I mean, we were active. We were in the gaps. We had good ball pressure. Curtis, he got off. We didn't do a good enough job of, making him see more bodies. That's something that we did last game with Small. We didn't do that this game. So, just being better with that, knowing that he was, one of the only guys who had it going for the most part.
How frustrating or challenging is it for you guys on the floor with so many foul calls going the other way?
I mean, it's extremely frustrating. I mean, we still had to play through it, play basketball.
Coach mentioned the double-digit turnovers in every game so far. Is there a change in approach that needs to happen to cut down on those?
Definitely. We have to really, in practice especially, just key in on taking care of the ball, being smart with the ball. That's been an Achilles heel for us, turning the ball over. So, we'll be better.
Iowa State was icing and blitzing a lot of your ball screens. Were there ever conversations about slipping screens or playing more iso ball?
I mean, yeah, that's something we should have done more. Obviously, going one-on-one against them is you're not gonna be efficient doing that. That's something that we kind of discussed that we didn't really execute that as we should. Yeah.
What do you think of the atmosphere at this game? I mean, obviously, a lot of circumstances surrounding the football team here celebrating their championship, but also it seemed like a ton of Iowa State fans around there. Did you kind of notice that?
Yeah, I was kind of confused at first. When we first the lineup intro, it was a lot of they were cheering. I was kind of confused with what was going on. But yeah, I guess they kind of wearing the same colors as ASU, so I didn't really know what was going on. But yeah, it was a lot of Iowa State fans. But the ASU fans showed out for sure.
Coach has mentioned at least twice now about the travel and the toll that it's taken on you guys. You came from the back. It's not nearly as much of a travel schedule as getting back at 5 a.m. Have you seen anything with you guys, the physical toll that it's taken on you?
I mean, yeah, it's tough, playing Cincinnati, West Virginia back-to-back like that and coming home, like you said, at 5 a.m. But, it's just that's what's the game of basketball. So, we have to adjust to it and, get healthy.
Is there anything you personally have done to try and help yourself through it and be more fresh for the games?
Yeah, it's sleep, just trying to get as much sleep as you can, recuperating your body, yeah.
Coach mentioned not being able to get to good high spots back as well. In those moments, especially towards the end of the game, how do you kind of reset and just kind of go back to normal and get back to reset in those situations?
Yeah, I mean, this starts with our leaders, our older guys. Like I said, we can't make those late mistakes in the game. We got to be better, you know, we're experienced. We're, you know, supposed to be experienced in those circumstances. So we got to be better with that.
Couple more.
Despite the loss, the week you guys have had beating West Virginia and then this close game against the top of the team in the nation and getting Joe Song back as well, is there an added level of confidence you guys are maybe starting to feel after that 4-game losing skid going into the later stages of the regular season?
Definitely, you know, like Coach said, he said we can win the rest of our games if we play how we're supposed to. You know, we have extreme confidence in our personnel, you know, what we have out there. So, you know, we're confident.